there. This is an example of the lesson plan. It's really a short form of a lesson plan that you can use to support your strategy portfolio. So essentially, it holds all of what a long lesson plan may look like. So it has a place where you can model, you can list your standards, your anchor standards, whatever it is you're working on, and whatever meets the needs of your particular students. Again, sometimes you're working on targeted goals, so you might be listing a standard that's not exactly in the grade level, but you have an objective for that student. So in special education, sometimes we're meeting needs of students that are way below grade level. So we want to target things specifically according to your data, what they need. Sometimes we'll have a pre-assessment question to really just launch students' thinking, activating their prior knowledge. So this is where you would be listing that type of questioning. And you would list your resources. And then what's your teaching point going to sound like? So we know in a strategy lesson that we need to be very clear with students in identifying and explicitly stating, today I'm going to teach you, and being able to have very concise language around that so that we're not too long and wordy. So strategy lessons are really meant to support the metacognitive steps. So students need to be able to hold on to those short phrases as we're moving forward and we're modeling the work for them. And they really need to be able to identify with what it is that we're explicitly teaching them. And then how will you demonstrate that strategy, right? So we want to omit things like having them sit in a circle, or they're all at their desks. I'm going to write on the chalkboard, right? Or I'm going to write on my smartboard, or whatever you're going to do, right? You're really just listing the things that you're going to do to model that strategy. So Jennifer Saravallo has a list of things that she does, and they're listed inside of her language when she posts her teaching language. And so you're going to want to think about what kind of teaching language that you're going to use with students in order to be most effective. What kind of guided practice will students be doing? So how will you be interacting with them as you're working with them? Typically, best practice in a small group, like how are you engaging students so that you can monitor and assess while you're supporting and scaffolding them as they're engaging with the strategy. And what type of independent practice will they engage in, and how will you be assessing and monitoring that? And then finally, how will you synthesize the learning at the end to demonstrate what they've learned today? So typically that links back to your teaching point, right? So today I have taught you, so in your work today, please locate, or right, some people have an exit ticket and then they refer back to the exit ticket. So students have a way of self-monitoring and being able to self-assess themselves. So this can look different at various grade levels, right? Some people have even used this form exactly as it is, and they have filled it out and embedded their anchor chart right inside of this template. So it's up to you how you engage with this lesson plan and this template. If you have another structure that you think works better for you, just send me an email. I'd be happy to work with you around that. This is a typical structure. I like to provide a format for students because sometimes it's a little bit easier when we have some parameters to work in. Again, please email me if you have any questions around the strategy lesson template.